Why do we feel jealous, even when we know it makes no sense? Imagine this: your partner likes someone else's photo late at night. Your best friend lands a promotion you've been dreaming about. Or you see someone on social media, living the life you want. Suddenly, your stomach tightens, your thoughts start racing, and you feel that familiar sting. Jealousy. But here's the surprising part. Jealousy isn't just random or irrational. It's one of the most powerful emotions humans experience, and it has a deep psychological purpose. In this video, we're going to dive into the psychology of jealousy, where it really comes from, why our brain reacts this way, and most importantly, how you can take control of it before it takes control of you. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see jealousy in a completely different way. What is jealousy? Jealousy is more than just a passing emotion. It's a complex psychological state. At its core, jealousy is the fear of losing something valuable to someone else. That something could be a relationship, status, recognition, or even attention. Psychologists describe jealousy as a mix of emotions: fear, anger, sadness, and insecurity. It's like an alarm system in your brain, warning you that something important to you might be at risk. But here's the interesting part. Jealousy has roots in evolution. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors relied on strong social bonds to survive. If someone threatened those bonds, whether in love or in community status, jealousy acted like a protective mechanism. It pushed people to guard their relationships, their resources, and their place in the group. So, when you feel jealous today, it is not just about the situation in front of you, it is your brain reacting to an ancient survival signal. The different types of jealousy. The first is romantic jealousy. This is the most common, and it happens when we feel threatened by a rival in love. It can range from mild insecurity to obsessive suspicion. The second is social jealousy. This appears when we compare ourselves to friends, colleagues, or even strangers online. Seeing someone achieve something we want can trigger feelings of envy, frustration, or self-doubt. The third is professional jealousy. At work, this shows up when a colleague gets promoted, recognized, or praised while we feel overlooked. It's a powerful force that can either motivate us or slowly eat away at our confidence. And finally, there's material jealousy. This form focuses on possessions, wealth, or lifestyle. In today's world of social media, it's easier than ever to feel this type of jealousy just by scrolling through your feed. Understanding these different forms is the first step to recognizing how jealousy works in your own life and how to manage it before it controls you. The psychology behind jealousy. Jealousy doesn't come out of nowhere. It's deeply connected to how our minds process fear, self-worth, and relationships. At the psychological level, jealousy is fueled by insecurity. When we doubt our own value, we start fearing that someone else is more worthy of love, success, or recognition. Another factor is comparison. Our brains are wired to constantly measure ourselves against others. This mental habit, often unconscious, can turn simple admiration into painful jealousy. Then comes fear of abandonment. For many people, jealousy is tied to past experiences, times when they felt left behind, betrayed, or not good enough. These memories shape how strongly jealousy hits in the present. Finally, jealousy involves overthinking. The mind creates scenarios, imagining betrayals or losses that may not even exist. This makes jealousy powerful, but also misleading. It can trick you into reacting to fears instead of facts. Understanding the psychology behind jealousy helps us realize one important truth. Jealousy says more about how we see ourselves than about the people around us. The dark side of jealousy. Jealousy may be natural, but when it grows unchecked, it can turn dark, very dark. At its extreme, jealousy can lead to obsession. People may constantly monitor a partner, a rival, or even a friend, trying to control what cannot truly be controlled. It can also create toxic behavior. Suspicion, accusations, and emotional manipulation often come from unresolved jealousy. These actions slowly erode trust, the very thing jealousy was meant to protect. Worse, intense jealousy can spark anger and aggression. History and psychology both show us countless examples where jealousy drove people to make destructive choices, hurting others, and sometimes themselves. And there's another hidden danger. Jealousy can turn inward. Constant comparison and feelings of inadequacy may spiral into depression, anxiety, or low self-esteem. The truth is, jealousy is not just about relationships with others, it's about your relationship with yourself. If left unchecked, it doesn't just damage connections, it damages your inner peace. Can jealousy ever be healthy? Here's the surprising truth. Jealousy isn't always bad. In fact, in small doses, it can serve a useful purpose. Jealousy can act as a signal. It tells us what we value most, whether that's a relationship, a goal, or a personal achievement. Without jealousy, we might not realize how deeply we care about something until it's gone. It can also be a motivator. Seeing someone else succeed may trigger jealousy, but it can also push us to grow, to work harder, and to reach higher goals. In relationships, a little jealousy can sometimes act as a reminder of love. It shows that we don't take the other person for granted. The key, however, is balance. Too much jealousy becomes toxic, but the right amount can spark appreciation and connection. So yes, jealousy can be healthy, but only when we listen to its message, instead of letting it control us. How to recognize jealousy in yourself before you can manage jealousy? You have to recognize it. But jealousy often hides behind other emotions, making it tricky to spot. One of the first signs is constant comparison. If you find yourself measuring your worth against others, whether in love, career, or lifestyle, you may already be under jealousy's influence. Another signal is suspicion. Do you question people's loyalty without evidence? Do you imagine scenarios where you're being left out or betrayed? That's jealousy shaping your thoughts. Physical signs can appear too: stress, restlessness, even anger. Jealousy activates the body's fight or flight response, as if a real threat were present. And then there's resentment. If someone else's success or happiness makes you feel smaller, it's not about them, it's about the jealousy within you. The truth is, jealousy whispers in many disguises, but the moment you learn to name it, you take away its strongest power, the ability to control you without you even knowing. How to manage and overcome jealousy. Recognizing jealousy is just the first step. The real challenge is learning how to manage it before it controls your life. Step 1 is awareness. When you notice jealousy creeping in, pause. Name the emotion. I feel jealous right now. Simply acknowledging it reduces its power. Step 2 is self-reflection. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of losing? Often, jealousy reveals insecurities, not real threats. Step 3 is communication. If jealousy involves a partner, friend, or colleague, talk openly about your feelings. Expressing yourself calmly can prevent misunderstandings and build trust. Step 4 is self-improvement. Focus on your goals, hobbies, and personal growth. Jealousy loses its grip when you feel confident in your own life. Finally, practice mindfulness and gratitude. Shifting attention from what you lack to what you have rewires your brain and reduces negative comparisons. With these steps, jealousy becomes manageable. It transforms from a destructive force into a signal, guiding you toward growth, understanding, and stronger relationships. Turning jealousy into personal growth. Jealousy doesn't have to be a curse. When understood and managed, it can actually become a powerful tool for personal growth. The first step is to identify what you truly value. Jealousy often highlights desires, goals, or relationships that matter most to you. Use it as a compass to understand what drives your passions. Next, transform envy into motivation. Instead of resenting someone's success, let it inspire you to work harder, learn new skills, or take bold actions toward your own goals. Jealousy also teaches self-awareness. By examining why you feel threatened, you uncover insecurities or limiting beliefs that may be holding you back. Confronting these truths builds emotional resilience. Finally, practice gratitude and perspective. Recognize your own achievements and strengths and celebrate the successes of others. This shifts jealousy from a destructive force into a guide for improvement and self-discovery. In short, jealousy isn't just an obstacle, it's a mirror, reflecting both your fears and your potential. How you respond determines whether it becomes a prison or a catalyst for growth. Conclusion: jealousy is one of the most powerful emotions humans experience. It can hurt relationships, fuel insecurity, and create unnecessary stress. but it also carries an important message. It reveals what we truly value, what we fear losing, and where our insecurities lie. By recognizing jealousy, understanding its roots, and learning to manage it, we can transform it from a destructive force into a tool for personal growth. Remember, it's not about eliminating jealousy completely. That's impossible. It's about responding wisely when it arises, using it to reflect, improve, and strengthen both yourself and your relationships. So next time you feel that familiar sting, pause, reflect, and ask yourself, what is this teaching me about myself? If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into human behavior, psychology, and emotional mastery. And don't forget to watch our next video on how to build stronger, healthier relationships, link in the description.